Shotgun.
Shotgun. Oh, come on.
We'll be in the car.
Always designated driver, and please drink responsibly.
And for the rest of us, there are Dunkin' deals. Get an egg and cheese and an English muffin for 99 cents when you buy a medium or larger hot coffee. Dunkin' deals. America runs on Dunkin'.
To the teams that made it into the postseason, congratulations. You're winners in my book. For those teams that didn't make it, you sicken me.
All new episodes of Flight TV, TBS Tuesday, starting October 21st.
Only on TBS. Very funny.
Welcome back to Wrigley Field. Dick Stockton, Ron Darling, Tony Gwynn, and Sports Illustrated's Tom Verducci with us as the Dodgers come up in the fourth, trailing by 2 runs. And James Loney takes ball 1. He popped to DeRosa, the second baseman, his first time up. DeRosa playing deep at second base on the edge of the outfield grass. Big cut. 1-1 now to Loney. Dodgers won 3 of their first 4 games and were in first place, and then they trailed until early part of September. And they took the lead against the Arizona Diamondbacks on September the 6th and were never headed. Dodgers trying to win their first postseason series in 20 years. They haven't won one since they captured the World Series back in 1988. Kirk Gibson's home run still rings true in the victory over Oakland. Fly ball down the left field line. Soriano is there and leaps as he makes the catch. Loney's retired for out number 1. A little ballet in left field. Talking with Lou Piniella, the Cubs manager, and having him tell us his thoughts of DeRosa's home run down the right field line.
Well, ball carried to right field. This park here plays a little odd at times. Usually the ball carries better to the left, but today with that prevailing wind coming in from off the lake, the ball carried to right field, and what? We'll take it.
How about your left fielder? What a catch he made.
Really nice play out there. Tough play. Warning track, the ivy, one-handed it. Yeah, sir, I told him what a nice play. Saved us a couple runs.
And looks like you'll be working a few more years. Congratulations.
Well, I enjoy it. It's a wonderful city to work in. Cubs are a really great organization, and the people that I work with and for are nice people, so I'm appreciative.
Thank you and good luck, Lou.
Thanks.
21st year as manager, Lou Piniella. Winning manager for the Reds back in 1990. Gloved by Ramirez, and good speed. Kemp is retired at first. And there are 2 gone here in the 4th inning. Ryan Dempster, who had 61 pitches thrown coming into this 4th inning, gets the first 2 hitters. Well, Joe Torre and Lou Piniella. How about this? They've combined for 3,800 regular season wins, the most for any 2 managers opposing one another in postseason history.
Wow.
Here is Blake DeWitt, and he takes ball 1. Torre has an 8-3 lead in his individual battles with Piniella in postseason. His Dodgers beat the Mariner team that once had 116 wins. On the outside corner, 1-1 to DeWitt.
Although I think Lou right now is enjoying managing more than he ever has in his career. World champions, of course, with those 1990 Reds. But I think he took a couple of years off, came up here where we sit.
Looper into center field, going out, coming in, and it's a base hit. Terrio with good speed, but Blake DeWitt is on at first with a 2-out single, the second hit for the Dodgers.
Just a ball in the middle of the plate again, elevated. DeWitt just kind of fought this thing off and put it in a perfect spot between Edmonds and Terrio for a base hit.
And if the wind's not blowing in or blowing the way it is, that ball probably stays up long enough for Edmonds to make a play.
Here's Casey Blake, who was retired on a fine play by Fukudome in foul territory down the right field line. Calls strike to Blake. So DeWitt, the base runner. Dodgers have had plenty of those. They have left 4 on base so far in this game, and they left the bases loaded last inning. There's a slider outside 1-1. Casey Blake in his 10th year played 6 years with the Indians, including the ALCS last year against the Red Sox, and did mighty well, hitting .346. Lined right to Derek Lee to retire the side. The Dodgers get a hit and leave one. And Mark DeRosa will be up 3rd for the Cubs when they come up in the bottom of the 4th inning, leading the Dodgers 2-0.
First base, $58. Second base, 630 pesos. Third base, 300,000 yen. Home, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's credit or debit MasterCard. Fan of the game, wherever there's a game.
Close the office today, AJB?
Yeah, right. Watch this.
Bob Johnson.
Johnson, where's the shipment from Shanghai?
DHL cleared customs in the air and is scheduled to arrive at noon.
All right.
What about New Haven?
Left New York at 8:11 a.m. and is currently on a truck.
Johnson?
Sir?
Get tracking information sent to you anytime, anywhere. DHL. Ground, international, overnight. Customer service is back in shipping.
Booyah.
Yes.
The easy-to-use Nikon D60 lets anyone capture a moving moment. With an interchangeable Nikkor lens for the sharp, rich images that make a Nikon a Nikon.
Got the shot. Very good.
The ultra-compact Nikon D60. And check out the highly awarded Nikon D3.
The new Jumers Casino and Hotel will open in December, and with it, a new day in Quad City gaming will begin. But don't wait to start earning meals, hotel stays, spa visits, and more. Beginning in October, your play at Casino Rock Island will earn you comp rewards for the new Jumers Casino and Hotel. What better reason to play now at the home of the loosest slots?
Casino Rock Island, you're the talk of the town.
Looking for a better job? One that offers greater reward for the more work you do? An opportunity to work outside of the typical office setting? Or a chance to work with new people around cutting-edge technology? Then a full or part-time sales position with MediaCom could be your perfect choice. You'll receive a full range of benefits, including a sales commission plan in addition to your base salary. Sound like the career you've been looking for? Find out more by calling this number or stopping by your local MediaCom office today.
And this National League Division Series coverage on TBS is presented by BlackBerry. And the Cubs leading the Dodgers 2-0 here at Wrigley Field. And Giovanni Soto taking strike one from Derek Lowe. Bounced to third his first time up. And the count is 1-1.
Tony, he has a real exaggerated crouch. I knew you hit from a crouch,
yeah,
but his is even lower, it seems.
And you know, right now, especially against a good sinker baller like Derek Lowe, you want to see the baseball. See the baseball. We talked about it already. Want to get a ball elevated. Want him to work the ball up in the zone a little bit. Sometimes getting into a crouch allows you to see the ball better.
Lowe has allowed 4 hits and 2 runs, one of them a home run, sharply hit to center field, but Matt Kemp makes the play, and there's one away. Coming up next on TBS, game 1 of the AL Division Series between the Red Sox and the Angels, as John Lester leads the defending champions up against John Lackey in Anaheim. Stay tuned to TBS. It's coming up next. What do you guys think of that series? The Angels' best record in the American League, and the Red Sox the defending champs.
Well, for me, I think that the health of Josh Beckett is the key thing for the Red Sox. If he's healthy by the third game, they've said he has a little strain of the oblique. If he's healthy, we've seen what he can do in the postseason.
I like the Angels. Angels, to me, most complete team in all of baseball.
0-1 to Jim Edmonds. Swings and misses 1-1. Of course, the Angels dominated the Red Sox in the regular season, but the Red Sox have really done well against the Angels in the postseason over the years.
Regular season's one thing, postseason's another.
2-strike pitch is outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Edmonds.
And people always talk about it. How can a team that has the best record, how can they not be better in postseason? Well, it happens. Your team is built for 162 games. Some teams are built better for 5- and 7-game series because of great starting pitching.
And that's why we have seen wild card teams win the World Championship.
Absolutely.
2-2. Derek Lowe, 14-game winner in the regular season. Lowe was the winner in Game 4 of the 2004 World Series sweep over the Cardinals. The Red Sox were a wild card team that year. And a check swing, strike 3, and Edmonds is out on strikes. 2 down here in the 4th. 3rd strikeout for Lowe.
Take a look at Mark DeRosa's hit chart here. 66 to left, 33 to center, and 37 to right. And as we saw, that first at bat, not afraid to drive the ball the other way.
DeRosa was 1 for 8 against Derek Lowe before he hit that 2-run homer back in the 2nd inning. And there's the first pitch for a strike.
Well, this is the shot from the blink to home run. You can catch the flight of the ball as it just drops into the right field stands. To me, that looks almost like a Tiger Woods watching his golf ball fading a little 7-iron into a back right pin. Beautiful shot.
And checking up.
Checking up. There you go.
What a year he had this year.
11th season. And a great one it was. Outside for the ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. 21 home runs. His previous best was 2 seasons ago with the Texas Rangers when he hit 13. And as a shot up the middle, through for a base hit. So Mark DeRosa, 2 for 2 on the night. 2-out single. And the 5th of the game for the Cubs.
Saw his first hit go to right field. This ball back up the middle, back where it came from. See, it's a sinker away. He doesn't try to pull it. He goes right with it, goes right back up the middle. That new infield cut a little bit shorter. That ball gets through a whole lot easier than back in the day.
You always check out the grass.
Oh,
don't
absolutely. You can't walk into this ballpark and not check out the height of that grass.
I'll tell you, in the mid-'80s, it was almost like a cow pasture out there.
It was a cow pasture.
You barely see your shoes.
Here's Ryan Theriot, and you talk about career years. How about Theriot, who hit .307, best of any shortstop in the major leagues, 22 stolen bases. And hit Dodger pitching to the tune of .333. Has an opportunity here with 2 outs. DeRosa the base runner. Cubs up 2-0 and a base hit to right field. Stopping at second base will be DeRosa. Back-to-back singles by DeRosa and Ryan Theriot. The double play combination for the Cubs with 2 out. Runners at first and second.
Here's Theriot. He's a guy who's not afraid to go the other way. Majority of his hits go the other way. And he does a nice job. He's got that big hole between first and third. He just shoots the ball right through there.
And here's Ryan Dempster, and he singles sharply to left field. Back in the second, in his first at-bat, can help his own cause right here, and trying to bunt his way on, and fouls it back for a strike, and he had to talk about run up to bunt. That was personified there for Dempster.
Well, sometimes you'll hear from the opposing dugout when the pitcher squares the bunt, who's going to run for you? As the nice idea, though, Ryan. Trying to get Soriano up there with the bases loaded.
And I'm sure that's what he's trying to do.
Yes.
trying to get Soriano up there, but he's got a base hit his last time up.
And he reaches for that pitch outside 0-2. Dempster with 2 runs batted in on the year. So DeRosa, the runner at second, Terrio on at first with 2 down. Lowe's number so far, 2 runs on 6 hits, and Dempster didn't have a bat long enough to reach that one. Strikes out, 4th of the game for Lowe, 2 hits and 2 left for the Cubs.
For the price of lunch in a bag, how about a real lunch instead? With people and silverware and lots of choice. Applebee's Pick and Pair Lunch Combos, starting at just $5.99. Over 75 combinations of soups, salads, sandwiches, and pasta. From grilled shrimp and spinach salad to 3-cheese chicken penne. Try finding lunch like that at a drive-thru. Applebee's Pick and Pair Lunch Combo starting at $5.99. It's the best meal and the best deal in the neighborhood.
Begins to burn at your very soul. That's the sweet touch of love. Oh, when just a drop of a name begins to stain your very toe. That's the sweet touch of love. Oh, yes it is. Just the thought of not seeing you would blow my mind.
It was all over the place, literally. An IRA here, a bunch of funds there. That's why we kept putting off moving here. We thought it'd be a nightmare. But actually, with Schwab, it was the opposite. You get this concierge person. He did the paperwork, called the old firm for me, showed us around the website, all that stuff. It was a breeze.
Everyone thinks I was sent to terminate John Connor. Really, I just want to hang out and watch his DirecTV. He just got 4 months of their best TV package for free. Maybe I need to work on my people skills. Get out.
Terminate cable and get our best offer of the year. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
The MLB Division Series on TBS is brought to you by DirecTV. Now get over 130 of your favorite channels in HD. And by Geico, where 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Derek Lowe, the pitcher for the Dodgers, leading off against Ryan Dempster here in the top of the 5th inning. Lowe walked in his 1 plate appearance. Dempster has walked 4 and has given up 2 hits, 1-1 the count. Dodgers will left 5 men on base, including the bases loaded in the 3rd inning. Foul ball, 1-2.
Yeah, no question. Dodgers have had some opportunities. And it's tough sometimes with 2 outs. But, they've had some opportunities to, put a run on the board.
Dempster struck out Ethier in the 3rd inning with the bases loaded. And the count 2-2 to Lowe. On deck, the top of the order for the Dodgers, and Rafael Furcal. Dodgers were 8 games under 500 on the road this year. And the ground ball to shortstop Terrio retires Lowe, out number 1 here in the 5th inning.
Well, you're going to have your chances in the postseason. The problem has a lot of times being over anxious. Tony, you and I were talking in the break, is that sometimes you got to slow it down, right? Not put added pressure on yourself.
Well, you get to the postseason. These guys have sat around for a few days, and talked about this game for the last 2-3 days, and you get out here and you just have to slow everything down. You don't. Most guys want to speed things up. We saw a little bit of that, I think, from the pitching side. We've seen some of that from the hitting side. Hitters chasing balls out of the strike zone, pitchers overthrowing. Now we've kind of got to that point where the game is starting to settle down. Pitchers are starting to relax and throw strikes.
2 balls and no strikes to Furcal with 1 out. Dempster seemed to lose his rhythm at one point in the 3rd inning, and then in the 4th inning seemed to get it back. So we'll see if he continues along that line, although he falls behind 3-0. First time he's been behind a batter, 3-0 tonight. .3-0 pitch, a strike, 3-1. Got the high strike that time.
And again, it's a little easier for Dempster because he's got a 2-0 lead. He's got a little freedom, a little movement to get away with things.
Missing outside, ball 4, and that is the 5th walk issued by Ryan Dempster. And Furcal trots down to first base. Ryan Dempster at Wrigley Field this season has been in command, to say the least. 14-3 record. The most home wins in the big leagues, 3 more than any other pitcher, and allowed just 6 home runs in 129 innings. And so, as you mentioned earlier, Ron Darling, Dempster pitching game 1 at home and could be brought back at home in game 5 if there is one.
14-3, but started 10-0.
Here is Russell Martin, throw to first base. Martin is the tying run at the plate here in the 2-0 game, and the Dodgers trying to manufacture something. They have left men on base in every inning but the first. Martin walked there and then was erased on a double play. 1-0 the count to the Dodger catcher as Lee goes over to the mound to talk to his pitcher.
Well, you're unique in this booth in many ways, Tony, but for us, you have a son, congratulations, that's playing in the postseason. Yeah. Did you guys have a call, and did you give him, impart some wisdom?
I tried to. You know, it's been a long year for him. He hadn't had a whole lot of playing time since early in the year. And going to the playoffs, I told him this is a time of year where somebody gets to be a hero. Somebody steps up and gets an opportunity.
And it could be you.
And hopefully it could be him. You know, this is a situation we saw last half inning where Terrio hit a ball between first and second for a base hit. Russell Martin's another guy who can handle the bat, same kind of thing.
And the pitch misses, so Dempster back to having his problems as he did in the 3rd inning, as he went to 3-0 to Furcal and behind 3-0 to Martin, with Manny Ramirez on deck for the Dodgers. Dodgers have had the opportunities thus far. And a strike, 3-1.
Here's a chance for us to take a look at our lead line. And you see, you know, Furcal is a guy who normally likes to run a little bit. Now, I don't know if he will because he's just coming back from injury, but 3-1, this is a perfect count.
That means 9 feet, by the way, as a fly ball out to right field. Fukudome, who is playing deep with the long run, making the catch to retire Martin for the 2nd out. But Manny Ramirez will come to the plate, representing the tying run. Ramirez bouncing into a double play to end the 1st inning. Got the first Dodger hit, an infield hit, beating the throw from Terrio, the shortstop, in the 3rd.
Well, these are the interesting parts of the ball game. You know, if you're a starting pitcher and you want to have a successful day, there's 5 or 6 outs you got to have to get during the course of the game. This might be one of them right here.
53 RBIs in 53 games for Manny Ramirez, and going after the first pitch and getting a piece of it, strike 1. Talked about how he has really livened up the clubhouse. In fact, music, which had been verboten in the Dodger clubhouse, no longer. You walk into that Dodger clubhouse, And the tunes are there.
Yep. We walked in today to go talk to Joe Torre, and they had it on full blast.
Big swing and a miss as Dempster challenged Manny right there, and it's 0-2. Now the crowd on its feet. Nothing they'd like more in a 2-0 game. And the tying run in the person of Manny Ramirez at the plate to get him on strikes. It's 1-2. And I guess, guys, he cut his hair somewhat.
Yeah, I did. Still Samson, though. With a bat.
One and two. Now back on the screen, but he was right on that pitch.
I can tell you what, all night long in that situation, Dempster's gone off speed. He's thrown the changeup. And there he challenged him inside a little bit, and boy, he just missed it.
So Manny Ramirez trying to deliver a dividend here in postseason the way he did down the stretch in the regular year. Runner at first, 2 down, 1-2. And it's 2-2 now to Manny Ramirez.
Well, it's interesting to watch the body language of Dempster. A lot of wiping of the brow, quick walking. Seems like his pace is picked up. That shows you heart rate ticking a little more. And so it will when you're facing Ramirez. Try to get him on that high fastball. Probably throw something in dirt here.
And the 2-2 pitch again, up and in, ball 3. And so Dempster having his problems. Any idea, Tom Verducci?
Well, Lou Piniella told me this is the worst command he has seen out of Ryan Dempster all year, and there's still a 0 up on the scoreboard. He thinks Dempster has just been too excited here, but the one thing he's been able to do, guys, is attack the first hitter of the inning. He's been great at that all season long. He got 76% of leadoff hitters during the season. That leaves a team only 2 outs to get a rally, and tonight, as shaky as he's been, he's got every leadoff batter except one.
Sports Illustrated's Tom Verducci. And Dempster with the 9th 3-ball count he's had in this game. And time called at the plate. Wrigley Field crowd has remained on its feet. And inside ball 4, and Ramirez walks. So 2 walks here in the 5th inning. That's 6 passes issued by Ryan Dempster. And runners now at first and second.
What an at-bat that was by Manny. Just because you don't get a hit doesn't make it a bad at-bat. Starts with a slider. He gets fooled with the fastball up. Not again in the rest of the at-bat as Dempster tries to stay in and up on Manny Ramirez. Never makes that pitch and never offered to by Manny.
So Ramirez is on at first base. And for Call with the lead at second, here's Andre Ethier. Tying runs aboard for the Dodgers in the 5th. And another good stop made by Giovanni Soto. He's had a couple of those, Tony, to make tonight.
Yeah, again, super job keeping that ball in front. Take a look at it. He slides his body over, gets that glove down, keeps it right in front, doesn't let it get away.
For everyday players, the tireless work you do 6 months before in spring training can pay off in October.
Just can't press a button.
You're absolutely right.
Here's the 1-0 pitch, fouled away. 1 ball and 1 strike. So that's the 100th pitch upcoming for Ryan Dempster. He has thrown 99, and Ethier, who struck out with the bases loaded to end the 3rd inning, trying to deliver here. He walked his first time up.
And that might have been the only fastball he's gotten a hit in these 3 at-bats he's had with guys on base.
In tight, 2-1 now.
Dempster's had him out in front of the split finger, out in front of the change.
So here is Ryan Dempster, who has been the struggling pitcher for the most part with 100 pitches, 6 walks, and men on base in every inning. But it's the Cubs who lead 2-0. But it's 3-1 now to Ethier, and in danger of loading the bases for James Loney.
With the wind blowing in, a 2-0 lead, Loney on deck. Dempster has looked like he's trying to pitch away from contact instead of to contact.
And on the phone is Larry Rothschild, the Cubs pitching coach, to the bullpen. Ethier with 20 homers and 77 runs driven in the regular season. And this pitch inside, ball 4. So 3 walks here in the 5th inning. And the Dodgers have loaded the bases for James Loney. The tying run is in second base. And going out to the mound is Rothschild. And we'll have activity in the Chicago bullpen. 7 walks given up by Dempster. And Jeff Samardzija and Sean Marshall begin to throw down the left field line. Samardzija, the right hander.
Well, Lou Piniella always in his career has not suffered fools gladly when it comes to pitching and walking batters. And on this kind of night, really, for Ryan, and obviously he doesn't have as good command, on this kind of night, just the opposite. You should be challenging guys when you're behind.
And this could be a dangerous time because the one area that Lou Piniella told us he was a little shaky on was that middle relief before you got to the setup man.
Well, you got a rookie Samardzija who's warming up. Sean Marshall has just early in his career. This is their first taste.
Well, Dempster's been able to get out of him.
Here's Loney. Swings and misses for a strike. He's 0 for 2. Popped to DeRosa and flied out to Soriano. So another opportunity for the Dodgers, and they've had plenty of them. The 0-1. And no balls and 2 strikes now. Dempster is ahead on the count, and now listen and watch the crowd. And just getting a piece of it. Crowd erupting, thinking that Loney had swung and missed, but he stays alive.
Well, it's obvious that Dempster really just trying to go after Loney with that split finger pitch. 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Real hard, though, to continue to throw that pitch down on the ground 4 and 5 times in a row. Usually one gets elevated.
And up high. Well, Soto has had to dig out a few in the dirt. This time he had to go skyway. And the high pitch, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jeff Samardzija from Notre Dame, the right-hander. Sean Marshall in the bullpen. 1-2 pitch in the air to center field. Edmonds going back. Way back is Edmonds looking up. It's gone. A grand slam homer for James Loney. And the Dodgers have taken a 4-2 lead. You can hear a pin drop here at Wrigley Field.
Ronnie, you just said it. Sooner or later, he got a ball up, and Loney put a great swing on it and hit it out of here. Change up or split finger, and it's up in the zone. Boy, he put a great swing on it after swinging and missing at the first 2 pitches.
Look at that pinch.
Yeah. Will it get out? Yes, and the Dodgers. And finally, Ryan Dempster, who's been on the brink in this game, giving up the big hit. The Dodgers leaving the bases loaded in the 3rd. But capitalizing here after Dempster walked the bases loaded. No 1 strike to count to Kemp. And a line drive base hit to left center field. More and more you get the appearance it's not Dempster's night as the ball goes all the way up to the ivy, and a double for Matt Kemp. So Loney with the grand slam home run, and now Kemp and Lou Piniella will come out and make the pitching change here in the 5th inning. And it'll be the left-hander Sean Marshall. That's Loney's deep drive to center field We'll be right back.
Temperatures and